Sometimes you have to look at life from a different angle. Good day, YouTube. Today's topic is, what if you got in trouble prior to joining the military? The question is, can you join the military? I'll begin with my experience and my knowledge, which is not the greatest, but that's how come I'm going to say that you definitely have to get your recruiter involved. And before you do that, you may even want to do some research online to see what's out there. I thought of joining the Air Force when I was 20, and for some reason I didn't, because I was in college already. And I said, you know what, I'll just finish college. But then I got kicked out of college when I was about 21, maybe 22. So I started thinking about the Air Force again at the age of 23. After 1 year after I got kicked out of college, I said, you know what, I have to do something with my life. So let's go back to that thought about joining the Air Force. That's what I told myself. However, when I was 22 years old, I made a mistake with a friend of mine. And I got in trouble with the police department in outside of Los Angeles. And I figured, you know what? I put myself in this situation. I'm going to have to deal with it. And it's not like I had a choice. So I had to deal with it. I got in trouble because my friend walked into a 7-Eleven and I knew what he was going to do. And I was in his car outside waiting for him. And he ran out with a 12-pack of beer because we were young and dumb, 22 years old. We got in trouble for that. I saw a police officer in a car at the corner light, and I said, my choices are I can either go in there and tell my friend, don't do it. I can take off so his car doesn't get towed, but my friend gets in trouble. And I said, you know what, if my friend has to go down for this dumb mistake that we're both into, I'm gonna go down as well. And that was a mistake. The good news is, out of that, I learned my lesson because I have no prior or after involvement with the police at all. Not even a ticket since the age of 22, a driving ticket. So from there I got 1 year of probation, and I got community service for 40 hours total, so a full week. I did that. My community service was 40 hours, and then I was on 1 year probation, which I knew it was time for me to get my act together and the discipline that I needed and do something with my life, because I was capable of doing that. I just got a little sloppy and dumb. No excuses. So then I finished my 40 hours of community service, and I started thinking about the Air Force again. And I was about 3 months shy of finishing my 1 year probation when I contacted a recruiter, passed the ASVAB, passed the medical, and the recruiter knew about my situation. And he said, I can go with you to court, or by the time that you leave for the Air Force, it's going to be, that probation period is over with. So what I did is I decided to ask my recruiter to go with me to court in front of the judge. And I told the judge, hey judge, this is my plan. I was wondering if by doing this with my recruiter side by side, you can end my probation today. So 3 months ahead of time. And the judge told me, he said, you know, young man, good for you that you want to join the service. Stay out of trouble. Improve your situation. Make this a one and done when it comes to involvement with the law. And I wish you the best of luck. Your probation ends today. Now, it was a misdemeanor. And in the end, it was petty theft that my friend and myself were charged with. And that's still on my record today. The reason I know that is because with security clearances, it comes up, it's on there. I did a background check on myself within the last 6 months in Colorado and federal across the US, because I changed my name legally. My birth name was Hugh, H-U-G-H, but I never liked that. Don't know why my parents named me Hugh. And growing up in a Hispanic environment, people couldn't even pronounce that. So I changed it to Hugo. My father is Hugo as well. Legally now, I'm Hugo. Going back to that clearance or the investigation background check, it showed up, it's there. So it's part of history. So it was a misdemeanor. Now, if you have a felony, that may be the game changer, where the military across the board may say no. But don't take my word, because I don't like might. I like words yes or no. even if the answer is not what I want to hear, at least we know for sure. If you've done something prior to being the age of 18, somebody asked me a question, a great question, and somebody already wrote a comment. And if it's been expunged, that means that it's erased. It's as if it's never happened because you were a minor and it was to the point where it wasn't that serious. Again, bring that up to your recruiter if you're thinking about joining any branch, and he or she will be the expert that tells you yes, you can proceed, or no. So to give you more information on my situation, my recruiter said you're going to have to come in with a morale waiver or moral waiver, one of those two, moral waiver. I said, what is that? That means that you have a little hiccup on your record, but it's not that big of a deal, and you're still eligible for entry into the military, into the Air Force. And he goes, the only bad news is that you won't be able to be security forces. And I said, that's fine because I don't want to be security forces. And I came in with a moral waiver. That's my story. The best thing that you can do. So I joined the Air Force 20 years ago, and the internet was brand new. In fact, I don't even think I didn't have any contact with the internet at that time. Now it's completely different. You can check with your recruiter, which I did, or you can go online and see what's out there and ask the question anonymously if you want, or because that information's out there. You type that in and you'll know. My thinking, and I'm not sure, is that felonies are different, but you may want to check with the branch that you're considering and have the experts tell you yes or no. It's definitely worth a shot. To the individual that asked me that question, I'll go back and answer that question. But I think you will be fine. You were 14 years old when that incident happened. I think you'll be fine. And I don't like the word think. Molly, hey, my pug. She wants a treat from the cat, if you know what I'm talking about. The cat delivers its treat, and she's out there trying to get it. So I'll answer that question. Hopefully this is helpful, but definitely ask the experts. And the good news is that for the most of life, it's not a one mistake and we are done. So let's say the answer is no, you can't join the military. We tried, you tried. Move on with your life and do something good. And don't look in the past. Just remember that. That's something that we don't want to do again, whatever it is, that scenario. And life is good even outside of the military. Have a great day. Take care.